What's going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo, and today we are doing another Wildeye releasing review. Today's review is from the newest box they sent me, and it is BoneHill Road, directed by Todd Sheets. Now, if you don't know who Todd Sheets is, you should look him up. He's directed a lot of cult classic horror films over the years. He's been active, I believe, since the late 70s, I think. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure he's been active for a very long time. This movie stars Ellie DeGear, I think is how you say it. Maybe it's DeGear. I'm not 100% sure on that either. As Emily Stevens, our main character. And also in this, and the reason I'm mentioning him is because I really liked his part in this, and I thought he did an excellent job. And that is Douglas Epps, who plays Cohen Anderson, who is a serial killer in the film. So what is going on here is a mother and a daughter are fleeing from an abusive husband. They find themselves in the middle of the woods with their tires slashed. Come to soon find out that their tires were slashed by a werewolf, and they are surrounded by a family of werewolves. As they flee to find shelter and get away from the werewolves, they stumble upon a house. They go inside, and it just turns out to be the house of a serial killer, who already has a few victims in his clutches. However, as the werewolves encircle the house, the serial killer is the least of their worries. This is another one of those films that blends genres from Wildeye, and I've really enjoyed it. It is low budget, but it's not low budget in the bad way. It's low budget in a very good way. And also, where they do spend their money, they put it on the right things. They put the money in the right places. It does kind of have that shot-on camcorder feel to it a little bit, but then again, and this may just be me talking, it also has that 4K feel to it. But a lot of times when I watch 4K, it feels low budgety to me because it's so high def that it zooms in on everything and it makes everything look cheap. It really does. That's just my personal take on 4K. I'm not the biggest 4K fan. I really think the best version of high definition is Blu-ray. Sometimes I think 4K is just too much. It makes things look bad, actually. And especially a lot of older films. There's a lot of older films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre on 4K I don't like. That movie's supposed to be gritty and dirty, and they polished it all up, and now it doesn't look like that on 4K. But that is just, once again, my opinion. That's how I view films. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off with cons here. But my first con is some of the acting. Not all of it, but some of the acting. Like the husband, who they're trying to get away from. The guy that's playing him is a terrible actor. And I just, I'm glad he had a very small part because he wasn't very good. A couple of the girl hostages from the serial killer are not that good. But overall, this is a very enjoyable film, and none of these cons make it less enjoyable. The next two cons, and I'm going to go through them kind of quickly, I'm going to try and get through them quickly, are like common sense cons to me. Or maybe, plot hole cons. Okay, why were in the story, the werewolves are surrounding the house, and they're clawing at the doors, and they're, scratching at the windows and all that stuff. These are big, strong werewolves, very strong. Why aren't they breaking through these doors, which are mostly glass, because they have glass all over them? I mean, they never said that it was like reinforced bulletproof glass or anything like that. Why are the werewolves not breaking into the house? I didn't understand that at all. I thought that was a bit of a story fuck-up. And that leads me into my next con, because that con enables this next con. And it seemed like the main characters always had just enough time to do what they needed to do, to either get away or go on the offensive or do whatever they had to do. There was no real sense of urgency when they were in danger. Things just always seemed to work out for them. And I thought that was a little bit of lazy writing, in my opinion. However, those are the only cons I have, guys. And all the rest are pros. Okay? And as I said, BoneHill Road is a very good low-budget film. But to make it even better, it's a really good werewolf film. I'm not going to put it on the level of Dog Soldiers or The Howling or American Werewolf in London, but it delivers way more than a lot of others, especially in the transformation. I love the transformation scenes we get. They're really good. It looks really good. I really like watching the claws come through the fingers and things like that, and then watching them burst through the nails and break the nails apart. I thought that was really cool. I really like I'm just going on pros here, guys. I'm not even doing it like bullet point style like I usually do. At least not right at the moment. I really love the look of the werewolves. As I said, they placed the money right where it needed to be. They put money on the look of these werewolves, and they look great. And they don't all look the same either. It's not just one werewolf costume used over and over again. All the different werewolves look differently, and I think that was to their different personalities. They all look different. And at the end, we get a new werewolf who is a female werewolf, and she looks a lot more human, I want to say, than the others. Maybe it's because she's a fresh turn. I'm not sure. But I liked it. It was something different. It wasn't a full out. She was a werewolf, but she didn't have the full turnout of a werewolf like most of them do. She kept her, let's just call it femininity, I guess. I really love that they used all practical effects in this. No CGI at all. It was awesome. It was really good. The gore is amazing. They do a really awesome job with it. There's parts where the serial killer is cutting off pieces of one of the victims, and then he fries them up in a frying pan and feeds them to his other victims. And like the wounds afterwards look really good. They did a really good job on that. As I said, there was a little bit of lazy writing in this, but overall, the overall story is really good. I love the blending of genres. Once again, we have a blend, and it's working. Wildeye, whoever they're finding these filmmakers, they're doing a good job in blending storylines. They did a really good job of it in Dead House, and they do another really good job in BoneHill Road. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I like that we have a serial killer story, and then I like that we have a werewolf story. I like that the serial killer gets killed by the werewolf. Spoilers, sorry. Going into specifics, I love the specific scene where the werewolves rip apart the serial killer. It looks amazing. So well done on the gore. It's just so cool. As I said, all practical effects, and that's a huge thumbs up. I already went over this, but one of my big pros is the character of Lucy. She's one of the victims. She has a transformation scene, and it looks amazing. Love the transformation scene. There's only 1.5 really, maybe 2 total. I'm not really sure how you want to look at it. But what they show is really cool, and I applaud them for doing it on this budget. One of my biggest pros is the acting of Douglas Epps. When we first meet his character, you know right away he's going to be the serial killer they're talking about on the back of the package. You just know it. He's got this great look about him. Just like this great grin or smirk that he's got that just makes him look extremely creepy. And I love it. And I love I think he does a great job of the acting in this. I think his portrayal of the serial killer, Cohen Anderson, is just amazing. So there you have it, guys. This is a good werewolf film. If you like werewolf movies, check this one out. If you're one of those high-budget snobs that puts its nose down at lower budget, then you know what? Don't watch it, because you're probably just going to put your nose down on it too. But what these guys do with their budget is absolutely amazing. It had a good team behind it. It had a good team of actors within it, for the most part. The main actors were all pretty decent. And it was enjoyable. Fun film. Once again, Wildeye and Rob especially, thank you so much for sending me these. I always look forward to your packages, and I can't wait to get more of these reviews out for you. I know I've been extremely busy with doing so many other reviews and so many other things right now that I've been a little bit slacking, and I haven't done a Wildeye review in a couple weeks. So thank you for your patience with me. I promise to get more of them out very soon, especially with my Halloween review series now being done and October coming to an end. Plan to get back on track with a lot more of these Wildeyes. So Rob, thank you very much for all your support, for all you've done for me, and I hope that these reviews help you guys out as well. This is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
Please! Do you have a phone? We need help! Mom, I don't think anybody's home. We need help. We need to use it. Oh, shh. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna get you up.
Well, hello again, ladies. That's close enough. Have a seat.
You double